Hello traders, welcome to a new video on the channel. Today I want to talk quickly about session volume profiles. I get a lot of questions on video comments about them, and so I want to address what the main things that I look for them are, how can we set them, and also how do how can we distinguish them between the different markets that we are using, because as you know, different markets have different hours. So I'll just show you what I use them for and how I use them. So if we go here, I'm just going to do everything in trading view, since this is the most popular common platform, but obviously you can use any other platform that offers this indicator. I use it in Sierra Chart for day trading. I'll show you that in a second. But, I have here NASDAQ, Euro US dollar, Bitcoin, okay? So depending what market you trade is obviously very important to be aware of what times they are open. Bitcoin and Forex, crypto and Forex are open 24 hours a day. Forex 5 days a week, crypto 7 days. I know some people, they like to talk about Forex in terms of Asia, Europe, London, New York session, especially like smart money concept traders. I would not really split 3 different profiles throughout the day. If I was going to use this, and I personally don't day trade crypto or Forex, but if I was going to do it, I would probably just go with this. Basically, the standard session profile, which goes from the daily open to the daily close. So basically, one profile per day, okay? And this, if you go to indicators, profiles, just go to session volume profile, and then here under the settings, under inputs, when you go to sessions, just put all, and that is pretty much going to set it at the beginning of every day. So for crypto and Forex, I generally use number of rows, value area 68% always, total volume, and row size 2000. Now I know what you're thinking, because this is another thing that I always get asked about. Isn't Forex and crypto decentralized? So is volume profile accurate on it? And the answer is yes. There's different ways, trading view. I'm not going to go into it, but if you go into the health department, and if you just put volume profile and you make a search, you're going to get the results as far as the information for how they come about with the calculations for it. Okay, and this is like the page where they talk about it, session volume profile under their knowledge base. So basically they calculate it based on the lowest time frames possible and the chart movements up or down, okay? But I have compared volume profiles between Sierra Chart and TradingView. I actually have a whole video on it, and they are very accurate, okay? So again, if I was doing crypto or Forex, I would just use a profile from the daily open to the close. So Forex, we open at 5 p.m. Eastern time every day. Crypto, we open at 8 p.m. Eastern time every day. Okay. Now, when it comes to futures, and this is the main market I trade, the day is clearly defined into 2 different sessions. We have the extended trading hours. So sometimes we just call this ETH for short, and this go from 6 p.m. Eastern time until 9:30 a.m. Eastern time when the next session opens. And then, this is a 5-minute chart, by the way. We have regular trading hours, which this is basically just regular market hours. and this goes from 9:30 a.m. Eastern until 5 p.m. Eastern, okay? So, elements of the volume profiles are exactly the same as I have a lot of videos on it, so I'm not going to go deep into it, but you have the valley area, which equals 68% of the total traded volume area. Same thing here. I like to distinguish extended hours with a different color on the outside of value, just so it's easy to identify. And then we have the point of control. This is the price level, because remember, volume profiles, we're measuring volumes on a horizontal scale, okay? So point of control is the price level with the most traded volumes for the whole session. Then valley area high line, valley area low line, okay? And the same for the regular trading hours, okay? And as you can see, these are very important. Another question that I get a lot is, should I even look at the extended trading hours? Because I know that those hours have a lot less volume. Do we need to take them into account? And for me, the answer is definitely yes. The levels and areas, all the high volume nodes, low volume node areas, and the valley area point of control are always, for me, important. You know, we can see right here, for example, this was earlier this week. We had this extended hours profile, valley area high, big resistance. We start the regular trading hours here. We dump lower, push up, and then we break. And look right here. Valley area high for extended trading hours. Very nice retest and go. Now, obviously, you know, I'm just showing you some significant examples here. These ones are especially significant when it's from a regular trading hours. Let me make this a little darker so you can see it better. Same thing here. We have the valley area high from the regular trading hours, and that is heavy resistance at the beginning of the extended hours. If we look at the high volume nodes, we have a high volume node here. So if we extend this area where the volume's cut, better known as the low volume node, you can see that this was an area that gave us some support here. We did flush down and then go up, but this is all areas that I look from one session to the next. I'm always looking at these levels as very significant areas to watch. And you know, you can just back test this and go back, but for me, session volume profiles are definitely very significant. Here we had a really bullish open because of tariff news, and same thing, we had the regular trading hours, big high volume node here, valley area high, broken at the close, extended hours open right into a retest of it, and then we continue on. Okay, so my settings for this, when it comes to futures, I like to use either number of rows 2000, or you can just use ticks per row. But see, you gotta go down to 1. If you go to 1 tick per row, you're gonna get the highest definition possible. But as you can see, if I switch between 2000 rows and 1 tick per row, it's pretty much almost the same. I just basically want to put a very high number so that it gives me the biggest definition of every price level that's transacted on the price scale, okay? And 68% value area. And again, when it comes to trading view, what I do, there's no alternative to split the session profile into 2 automatically. So what I do is I apply the indicator twice, as you can see right here. 1, 2, and I just set each hours different. So this is regular hours, 9:30 to 5 o'clock over here. And you can see I have all my value area levels in orange, dark grays for the profile, and then for extended hours, I use, again, custom sessions, and I put in the times, always using New York time as the base, 6 p.m. until 9:30 a.m. And value areas, I like to use a different color and the outside value colors as well, just to be able to easily distinguish it. Okay, but that's pretty much the basis of the session profiles and how I like to use them, especially as I'm showing you here on TradingView. On Sierra Chart, this is all handled automatically. There's a function that you can automatically split it, but you can see I like to use the same colorings. And here I do have a few extras. You can add on by default a VWAP to every profile. I also have a delta volume profile, which I'm going to make a video very soon talking about this more. But that's pretty much how I like to use session volume profiles. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful. Any question, comments, leave them down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.